NRG. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about energy medicine. And I have one of my dear friends, Daniel O'Hara, with us, who is going to talk about pranic healing specifically and how the tools can actually help you heal. So let's talk to Daniel.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Tell us a little bit about pranic healing for those that don't know what it is.
Pranic healing is an energy healing modality that came from the Philippines about 17, 18 years ago. A man named Master Choa Kuksuy, very successful businessman and chemical engineer, had some very incredible teachers, and brought the heavily developed system of healing, which is the initial entree into what's called pranic healing. Starting out with the healing basically takes you into substantially higher energetic and more spiritual practices.
Yes. Now, a lot of people have asked me the difference between pranic healing and Reiki. So can you address that?
Great question. First off, I love Reiki. I think it's an excellent healing modality. One of the biblical phrases, "Thou shalt not pour new wine into old wineskin," is a great example of one of the differences. One of the first things that we address in pranic healing is removing the dirty energy, whether it be physical dirty energy, emotional dirty energy, or mental dirty energy that's creating the problem, before we put in new fresh energy to do the revitalizing process. Secondly, this is more of a system of energy mastery. Healing is where it actually begins, and we go to much higher levels. For example, learning how to work with crystals, learning how to work on serious diseases and addressing those issues. Pranic psychotherapy, fears, phobias, addictions, learning to really understand and master feng shui and the different nuances. I'm sure, Carolyn, you're very well read. You've probably read 10 books on feng shui that say that they're all different, and they tell you something different. Well, how do you know which one is actually correct? And with these tools, you'll get that ability to discern which is correct.
You can test.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you give us a little description of what a test would be like?
Sure. Well, one of the things that a lot of people do what's called muscle testing, and they test something that if it's good for them and to see how their energetic system responds. We're actually taught how to be able to scan everything. So being able to energetically assess the energy of how, for example, something flows better in a room, or if it's placed in a certain point, will give you the skills to discern which is accurate. Master Choa never told us to believe what he said. He told us to test what he said and then formulate our own opinion.
Well, I've certainly had a lot of miraculous results with pranic healing, which is why I am such a student. Can you share some of the experiences that you have had?
Wow. 16 years ago, I was a young man. I was a stressed out commodity trader. I had very bad headaches, which really what drove me into this. I had a very extensive martial art background, and it was my headaches, however, and my blood pressure. I had 180 over 120, which is a little bit high. My asthma and my digestive problems led me on this path to find this. It took about 2 weeks to get my blood pressure normalized down into the 120 over 80 range, get my headaches, the stress that was in my system, and eradicated. And finally, I did this without medications. I stopped taking those once I found this. So for me personally, that changed my entire life, my way of being. My heart changed to one of, wow, I can now be somebody who helps other people with this technology. And so for me personally, that's what it did. It put me on the road of being a servant to help other people. From what I've seen for others, full gamut. My worst case was 95% bone marrow cancer. That was my most extreme case. I worked with professional athletes. For example, one of the players who played with the Lakers had a broken toe. It took 15 minutes to fix. My passion is bringing this into athletes to help them with their sports performance, bringing it into executives and helping them with their well-being, and bringing it into mothers who take care of their whole families. You know, little ones have little owies or stomach aches.
Weren't you on the Mark and Brian show a while back?
Yes, I was.
Can you talk about that?
I did a very unique demonstration to get people's attention, to really address to the mainstream crowd, the Mark and Brian listeners, and to did a demonstration of energy to really open up their minds as to what was possible.
What was it? It was energizing the sex chakra? Is that kind of...
Something like that. We called it the orgasm and the raise the consciousness LLA. Took about 3.5 minutes to touch one of the people who worked on the radio station on the back of her neck and give her an orgasm in 3.5 minutes.
And that was it. Okay.
Again, that was done for the purpose of expanding people's reality.
Yeah.
And if that was possible, we even did a meditation on the air after that truck drivers were even pulling over and people pulled off the major freeways because they were so blissed out. So
Yeah.
it's a great opportunity to share the wisdom.
The bliss is great. That's why we're here. Now tell us a little bit about your meditation workshops and what you do here at Unity. And
Every Thursday night, Unity Tustin, and we have been doing this for about 7 years now. We have a Thursday night meditation group. It tracks usually about 40, 50, sometimes as much as 75 people. We get together in a room to really be instruments of blessing, and we come together to utilize this energy for world betterment. For example, right now, obviously, Haiti is in a great deal of suffering. We are using the energy to relieve as much as we possibly can this pain. We've actually done cell research where we've blessed cells remotely and regenerated them to prove that there's actually efficacy in this. That's from 7:30 to 9 p.m. every Thursday, Unity Tustin. Afterwards, it's an opportunity for the students to practice their craft, to be able to bring in people, and people come in for healings, and we usually hear at about 11 o'clock every night, which is a pretty intense night. And also, I travel and teach pranic healing. This is my passion, sharing this technology to give people the tools to empower themselves.
when's your next level 1 class?
March 6th and 7th here in Orange County,
Okay.
March 13th and 14th in Las Vegas.
Great. So to learn more, if somebody is interested in maybe attending those classes or these meditation nights on Thursday, how can one reach you?
Please go to pranichealingoc.com. That's Pranic Healing OC is in Orange County.com.
Thanks, Daniel, for sharing all of that wonderful information, and congratulations to you and your Thursday night meditation group for just being awarded the Best of Orange County's Meditation Group by the Orange County Magazine. Until next time, everybody, this is Carolyn Marie with Healing NRG. Have a healthy day.